Many people are now promoting the idea of sprinting for longevity and various other purposes, and there's a lot of truth to this. It has great benefits, but the one thing that nobody explains is if you've gone a period of time in your life, even just a couple of years, without sprinting, your body's not used to it. Your joints, your connective tissues are all not used to it. Now, what happens is when you perform an explosive movement like sprinting, when you do a slow movement, imagine you're doing a slow movement, a bicep curl. When you're doing a slow movement, your collagen fibers act independently as individual fibers. They'll, stretch, like kind of like this. When you do an explosive movement, your collagen takes on the form of a rigid sheet. So when you explode off the block in a sprint, a jump, or any other explosive movement, this is what's happening to your connective tissues. The collagen literally goes rigid like a sheet. And if you haven't built up load tolerance in your tendons and connective tissues, then you could be in trouble. If you're lucky, this will mean that it will take considerably longer for you to recover from these training sessions, or even worst case scenario is that you could end up injured. Now, rewind a long time ago when I started sprinting again, hadn't sprinted for a while. Now, I'd always cycled and sprinted kind of thing on a bike, but not running. Now, when the first time I tried sprinting, I've gone down to the beach and I've done 10 intermittent sprints of about 50 metres each. It all went well. I thought, I'm still pretty fast and everything. And then, following day, tight as fuck in the hips, around here, and inside the leg. It was all tight. When you've done a really heavy leg workout, there's a car coming, and you're kind of trying to bend over and you're all like that and your hamstrings are tight and everything. This is what it was like after doing the first sprint session for quite a long time. So what I did, analytical mind here, analytical mind thinking. Now what I did was I looked up and researched the kind of things that sprint coaches teach their athletes. And what I did was I adopted a few of these exercises to use in my own training. And now before I do an intermittent sprint session, I always do this routine to warm up. Now, the principle of when you're sprinting, a lot of people, when they tend to jog or even running long distances, is that there's quite a lot of flexibility in the ankle and the foot and everything. Now when you're sprinting, got this tip from watching a video of one of the world's leading sprint coaches. It's like when you throw a punch, everything has to be rigid. If you throw a punch and you're like with a flexible wrist, this can happen and, all sorts of problems can arise. Now, it's the same when you're sprinting. Your foot wants to be hitting the floor like this. You want to be all rigid down below. So what they do is they do these drills, skipping, and so what I do is, if you watch, now when I'm doing this, I'm rigid, so I'm skipping along. You can hear, I hope you can hear, that I'm slapping to tap, to tap, to tap into the floor. Not doing this softly, with rigidity in the ankle. Now what I'll do is I'll do a few of these. Just go up and down a few times, maintaining rigidity in the ankles and foot. I'll go up and down 10 times. Then what I'll do is these are to help open the hips up, because when you're sprinting you need to have all your hips opened up. So find something that you can lean against and start by doing this. To open the hips up. So what I'll do is I'll do 10 up and down skipping, then I'll come over to a post like this, do a few swings to open up the hip on either side. And then another drill that sprint coaches do, what I'll do is I'll go over here and then come towards you so you can see it better. When you're sprinting, you need to be upright. You're not lunging forwards when you sprint. You're kind of going like this when you sprint, in an upright position. It's not lunging like this. So if you go over by that post, and I'll run towards you, I'll also do this. Now again, the foot is rigid as I'm striking the floor like this. So I'll go up and down 10 times, then come back over here and do hip circles. And then back the other way. Just do 10 this way, 10 this way, both legs. So what you do, skip this one, 10 up and down, come over here, do a hip opening exercise, then 10 of these, up and down, then come over here, do a hip opening exercise. And that is what I do. I've also got another exercise. There's no cars coming at the moment, so I'll show you this one. What I do is I go onto the floor like this, and I reach over like this. This is another which is great for opening up the hips, and you can also do that one on your front. So when I'll typically warm up like that for about maybe 15-20 minutes, and then I'm all ready to begin sprinting. So on that note, I'm going to get on with it. Bye for now.